everybody, and welcome to this week's Highs and Lows on the unofficial WWE podcast. My name is Mimi Burris, and today is Saturday, February 20th, 2021, the day before Elimination Chamber, about a week after NXT Vengeance Tour, and a bunch of amazing wrestling in between I'm excited to talk to you guys about, so let's jump right in.
Hardy with a powerful right hand knocking Sammy Guevara through the stage.
I want a divorce.
Dog food! He's covered in dog food! Very elevated up and over the top of the assistant. Bailey, no, get down! You're kidding me!
You ruined my life! I told you I was gonna ruin yours!
I'll feed a whole family with this title!
So like I said, guys, a whole lot of awesome wrestling this week. Mostly, I think, the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view last week on Saturday, which we do include in this. We're going Sunday to Sunday. And, you know, some good stuff on Raw and SmackDown and AEW, and some really not so good stuff as well. But nevertheless, as usual, we are going to get into all of it, and we are going to start with our low for the week. So yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of really bad stuff to talk about this week. I mean, start, I guess, on a not so bad note. There was the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. I think I mentioned last week on this podcast, I was really excited for this match. Did not deliver, in my opinion, besides the one high spot that we saw from Io Shirai, which we see from so many people as of now. I mean, the first person who's coming to my head is Casey Catanzaro, had done that a couple weeks back off the, whatever that thing is they're jumping off. That was about the only pop I got all night, and the rest of this was pretty boring. Again, most of Io Shirai's title defenses have kind of been, you know, bad story, lead up, but it'll be a good match, and this one just didn't deliver. However, with that being said, I am excited for the Toni Storm Io Shirai singles program we are going to get, which is potentially and most likely just leading to a Raquel Gonzalez and Io Shirai program. But we're saving that, I think, towards closer to WrestleMania, hopefully. A lot of people were super high on the NXT Championship match, Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. I was bored, and I like a good technical wrestling match. I have to say, I think I said it again last week. There's something about Pete Dunne that just doesn't do it for me. But again, that stuff not nearly as bad in comparison to some of the other stuff I want to talk to you guys about real quick. One, this Lacey Evans is pregnant, supposedly with Ric Flair's kid. For those of you who don't know, Lacey Evans' real life is actually pregnant with her happily married husband, and they're having their second kid. So congratulations to them. This storyline, I have to say, I think the best part about this is the fact that we are not going to get Lacey Evans versus Asuka at WrestleMania, or not at WrestleMania, excuse me, at Elimination Chamber, and I was scared Lacey might have taken the title, so I am just glad we are skipping out on that match. I have said it plainly and clearly on this podcast before. Lacey Evans needs a lot of work, in the ring, in my opinion, before she's going to get put in such a prominent spot on the flagship show, apparently. But enough about all that. Let's just get into the official low for the week, which is none other than this Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Reginald, Bayley, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler shenanigans is the best word I can use for it. Let me preface this with, I love Bayley. I think Bayley is unbelievable in this role she's been given. I mean, I think the only bad note I'd give her, I guess, is that she's so damn entertaining and she's supposed to be a heel. But she also does stuff that makes me hate her. So, whatever. I just want to preface that with this because I want you guys not to think that I'm trashing Bayley, because Bayley is about the most entertaining. I don't know if she's playing like a weird badass Karen or something, but I love it. Her outfit on this Ding Dong Hello talk show was just made it all the more better, and she wrestled in socks and a turtleneck. It was entertaining, let's say that, and probably the only entertaining part about all this. So let's break it down real quick. Bayley introduced her guests, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, the women's tag team champions. And when Shayna and Nia came out, they immediately started, crapping on Sasha Banks and and Bianca Belair. Sorry. It's been a long day, guys. Anyways, started immediately crapping on those two, and which was it was uncomfortable from there. The minute they started talking, I was like, God damn it. Like, because I was so excited this was going to be a good segment, because again, Bayley is so entertaining, and the minute these two opened their mouths, I said, ugh. And it's not that I don't think either of them are incapable of cutting an okay promo, because on NXT they had that thing with Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, and I thought that was entertaining for me, those four going at it. I think MSK played a big part in that, but we will probably talk about that later. Anyways, so they're talking crap, and then, of course, we hear Sasha Banks' music. Oh, excuse me. No, we don't hear Sasha Banks' music. We hear Reginald. Reginald comes out to the ring, and I have thoughts on Reginald. I think this guy is extremely talented. Don't get me wrong. Some Circus Olay, acrobat. He's got unbelievable gymnastic skills. There are tons of people in the world, by the way, who have unbelievable gymnastic skills. I'm not watching wrestling to watch gymnastics. I just want to throw that out there. That's where we have the Olympics for, or whatever else you do in your spare time. My point being is that Reginald isn't cutting it for me really on the mic. Maybe if I'm supposed to hate him, he's doing a good job, but I don't know. I don't know, because WWE doesn't make it clear to me who I'm supposed to hate and who I'm supposed to like, but what else is new there? Okay, he comes out, says, the boss, Sasha Banks, is better than both of you, shut up, yada, yada, yada. They start talking trash to each other, and then we hear Sasha Banks' music come out, and she came out, and I was like, all right, I'm again, wiping the slate clean, gonna give her a free shot. I want to like this version of Sasha Banks as a face. I want to root for her, I really do, because I think Sasha Banks is unbelievable in the ring, and that already gives you an up as a baby face. And then she starts talking, and that laugh is like the same as Lacey Evans' laugh. I think Mary Grader said it on a Week in Review not too long ago, so I'm going to credit her. But what's with this laugh that all these women are doing? It sounds like a bad version from like a evil witch of a Disney movie or something. I don't know. It's just bad, and it makes me, again, want to see her get punched in the face. That's not how I'm supposed to feel about a baby face. Okay, so she starts talking. Reginald sets up. Oh, excuse me. Bianca Belair comes out. Forgot about that part. Bianca Belair comes out. Starts again, says something about how Sasha Banks. No one bows down to me or whatever. I just beat them. I don't know. I remember popping for that line, and I think the less Bianca Belair says on the mic, the better. I think she's great. I really do, and I really also want to like her, but man, can she be cringeworthy. It's not great. Anyways, so somehow this sets up a 6-person tag team match with Bayley and her turtleneck and socks, the women's tag team champions, versus versus Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, and Reginald. I am not, I'm not super strict on the whole man-woman violence thing in WWE, in scripted promotions, just as if I was watching like an ABC show and there's some stupid dramatic stuff like that on. My point being is I am okay in a scripted environment. If Reginald punched Nia Jax in the face, I don't know if any of you are okay with that, but scripted environment, not real, not actually hurting her. Let's make that super clear so we can be as politically correct as possible on this podcast. With that being said, Reginald is so not for me. I don't know what it is. I didn't mind the match with Sasha Banks. I think I mentioned that on this podcast too. I didn't mind that. I thought it was entertaining. It's like a one-off, but I think WWE caught wind that people seem to actually like that, and now they are going for it. And the thing I really didn't like about this was that it was like a Reginald show. When you've got Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks in the freaking ring, and Bayley, and Shayna Baszler, and Nia Jax. I mean, she's Nia Jax, but the worst part about this whole thing, despite the cringy stuff on the mic in the beginning, was the finish, which was apparently Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. All they have to do was drop kick a man who probably weighs about as much as I do, 100-something pound man, onto Nia Jax, and she is able to be covered for a pinfall, and then she like immediately kicks out afterwards. It's like she was like asleep for those 3 seconds somehow. It just looks so scripted, and I hate when this company makes things look so scripted like that. I can't believe that, which you just put on the screen for me. I cannot suspend my disbelief enough to believe that. Meanwhile, right, there are people out there who can suspend their disbelief enough to believe that the Fiend is coming back to life after being burned alive. So maybe I'm the only one, but this was not for me. The one thing I actually got out of this maybe was Carmella throwing a drink into Reginald's face later. I don't get this whole thing. I don't get this weird infatuation with Sasha Banks that Reginald suddenly has. I don't understand why there's a match between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I called this, by the way, that there was going to be a match between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair and versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber for the titles. What the heck happened to the Naomi and Lana thing? Weren't they supposed to have a... Did that not happen? Did I miss that completely? Because I could have sworn they were the number one contenders. To salvage this, I think what they have to do is do what most of us are probably thinking, which is have, some kind of tension between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair at the pay-per-view. Maybe Sasha finally turns heel so I can stop moaning about how she's such a terrible babyface on this podcast. That would be ideal. That would be the best case scenario out of this weird segment match thing. It just made no sense. But like I said, Bayley was the only good part about this. She was incredible, hilarious, funny. Bayley plays her role better than probably any other woman on the roster right now, in my opinion. I'm calling Bayley best women's wrestler of 2021, already in February. I am loving what Bayley's doing, but what everybody else was doing, it just wasn't for me. And again, like I said, I really want to like Sasha Banks, and I really like Bianca Belair. This was just not for me. Yeah. All right, I'm done talking about the crappy stuff. Let's get into the good stuff because there was so much of it this week. All right, so the good stuff. We had an amazing NXT pay-per-view that we will get into, I thought for the most part at least. And AEW was awesome this week too. Again, I think a lot of other people had higher reviews for AEW this week than I did. I would almost have said that NXT won the Wednesday Night War this week, which is something I also would love to talk about more too on the show. Maybe we'll just make a decision as to who we think won the Wednesday Night War, because it is kind of a week, a high and a low. One's kind of the high, one's kind of low. I'm just trying to talk myself into this, but maybe that's what we'll start doing this week. So yeah, for me, NXT won this week, the Wednesday Night War. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion for those of you who watch both, but AEW was just not for me. There was this weird Orange Cassidy segment match that just didn't seem to need to be there. There's nothing entertaining about Sting to me. But let's talk about the good stuff because we're on the high part of this podcast. We're done talking about the crap. The Young Bucks versus Santina and Ortiz. Exactly what you'd expect. Tag team classic match. It was awesome to watch. I love watching Mike Sydal. I love to miss Evan Bourne in WWE, for those of you who don't know. But Matt and Mike Sydal versus FTR. Again, any match you put FTR in is going to be awesome. And then Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix, Lance Archer, and Eddie Kingston versus... Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix, and Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston, Butcher, and Blade. Any match you put Rey Fenix in is going to be unbelievable. I think he is probably up there on the top 5 favorite wrestlers across all companies. Unbelievable. If you've never seen Rey Fenix, go look something up by him. Any match. Go look up his AEW World Championship match against Kenny Omega. That'll blow your mind if you've never seen Rey Fenix. But... So yeah, a great week in AEW. I usually talk about most of AEW in the high for the week because most of it's pretty good. And this was all pretty serviceable for me at the very least. And it seems like it is going to lead to I forget the name. It was like a barbed wire death match, explosive barbed wire death match at Revolution. I'm going to have to refer to Terry Funk on this one because I have no idea what the heck that means, but I can tell you that it's going to be interesting, probably. So that was some awesome stuff on AEW. I liked the gauntlet match on Raw. There was some great stuff on SmackDown as well, even though I just spent about 10 minutes trashing that segment. Whatever Cesaro is doing, whatever Seth Rollins was doing, his Seth Rollins promo this week was amazing in my opinion. This Apollo Crews stuff would have taken my high for the week if it weren't for this amazing TakeOver match, but again, we'll get into that. Just really want to touch on this because I think Apollo Crews is doing some great work. I am excited for this slow burn heel turn. I think Apollo Crews will be such an amazing heel. Just rubbing in that crap that you that creative thought would be babyface-esque, but we all just couldn't stand, that big smile, or that when he comes out it starts with Apollo. I am excited to boo this guy. And I love Big E, so this was perfect for me. I was all about this heel turn. Finally, flip the trigger, or flip the switch, hit the trigger on this. I am looking forward. We've seen their match 3 times, and I'm still looking forward to the next time these two face off. So that is good news for me, and I will stop talking about it so we can get into the official high for the week that I could probably talk about for a whole week. Unbelievable match at TakeOver. I know I'm not talking a lot about NXT. I guess the one thing I'll say is I'm looking forward to what they're doing with Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. But official high for the week, NXT TakeOver. This Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals match, the men's, MSK versus the Grizzled Young Vets. If you have not seen this match, go see this match. This is not saying a lot because it's only February, but gotta be my favorite match for the year, so far at least. I mean, I was just watching this back and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of audio from it, but my computer is not working with me and neither is the internet, so you'll just have to go watch it yourselves, like I said. But I'm watching it over and I'm getting emotional again for these guys. I mean, this jump Wesley takes over the turnbuckle and over the steel post, out of the ring, onto the Grizzled Young Vets on the mat, gets up, punches the table like he's freaking Hulk. And then, I mean, the Doomsday device that he took on the outside of the ring from Grizzled Young Vets looked rough. And then the finish of the match is beautiful. The emotion you see in these guys' eyes, it felt real, and that's when wrestling is at its best, when it feels real. Not to mention, too, the story told in this match is unbelievable. The newcomers' high-flying style versus these, normally technical style wrestlers. But like I said, these guys, I mean, I think James Drake, did a 450 splash in this match. These guys were not just mat wrestlers in this match, but the story of, again, the Grizzled Young Vets and these new guys to NXT just trying to, show up and show out, and, no, your time is not now, this is our time, wait your turn, whatever, I don't know, the story that they told just made the match all that much better. Like I said, I was on the edge of my seat. And so, yeah, I mean, again, like I said, if you guys haven't seen this match, go check it out. This was 110%, would have been my high for the week. Probably would have been my high for every other week for the rest of the year if I could make it that. But unbelievable. Really recommend it if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, go watch it again because I just did and got me all excited again. So that is your high for the week, guys. That was your low for the week. And last but not least, we have our random match recommendation. And to stick in true form of the Elimination Chamber theme, because of our pay-per-view tomorrow night, I'm going to recommend Elimination Chamber Match 2002 at Survivor Series. It was Rob Van Dam versus Booker T versus Kane versus Chris Jericho versus Triple H, who was the champion at the time, and Shawn Michaels. Again, Survivor Series 2002 Elimination Chamber match for the world title. That's my random match recommendation for this week. And that is it for me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope you enjoy watching Elimination Chamber. Hope you go back and watch NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day if you hadn't. There was a lot of great wrestling that I didn't get to mention on my show this week. That definitely deserves to be watched. So, like I said, have a great week, and I will talk to you guys next time.